I heard that you were inspired to start playing guitar by a camp counselor that brought out a guitar. And that's the worst guitar guy.
Well,
by far.
Okay, it's more complex than that.
Oh, episode 157, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in the studio. Just got off tour. I got 4 or 5 months. I ain't doing nary a show. Actually, I got one show. No, I got 2 shows I got to tell you about. I can't tell you about it yet. Starting in September, we coming to Grand Rapids, Fort Wayne, Paducah. A lot of these are not getting close to sold out. North Charleston, Macon, Georgia, Hiawassee, Georgia, Evansville, Dayton, Peoria, Knoxville, Greenville, South Carolina, York, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Cleveland, Birmingham, Chattanooga, Boise, Spokane, Tacoma, Abilene, San Antonio, Tyler, Austin, Phoenix, Santa Rosa, California, Redding, South Bend, Munhall, and Buffalo, New York. Frank Sinatra right there for you. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. This week's episode of the podcast might be the longest podcast we've ever done. Just unbelievably dynamic and insightful conversation. Brought to you by Fresh Pressed Olive Oil, ladies and gentlemen. The problem with supermarket olive oils, did y'all know this? With olive oil, the 4 most important words to remember are the fresher the better. That's because the olive is a fruit, and olive is an actual fruit juice. That's why you got to have it fresh. It's a solution. Fresh, pressed, artisanal olive oil shipped directly to you from each new harvest. Imagine if you could receive, Easton, right at your home, the world's most delicious artisanal olive oils direct from gold medal winning small farms right at harvest time when the oil flavor and nutrients are at their peak. Do you know when olive oil harvest season is?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what the oil comes from?
Mm-mm.
Olives.
Oh.
Olive oil.
If I had to guess when the season was, I would say it's in the fall.
I would say summer. Alex, spring?
I'll go spring.
I'm sure it's different in different. That's why this guy's shipping them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's different in different areas. So let's go. What is it?
October through January.
Oh, that was wow. Where'd you see that?
Just Googled it.
Sounds like
best
winter.
of all, TJ, ladies and gentlemen, the TJ Robinson is deemed the olive oil hunter. At TJ's Club, there's never a commitment to buy anything now or ever, and you can cancel your membership at any time. Unbelievable health benefits to olive oil. All olive oil is high in antioxidants. I didn't know that strengthen your immune system. And we talk about some things in this podcast that we might need some of this.
Yeah, we do.
Well, let's just say that. Ladies and gentlemen, the flavor is unbelievable. Called a bottle. Let's see. Try a bottle. You want to cut that or keep it?
Keep it.
Yeah, keep it.
It's no secret what we're doing here.
Nobody knows what I'm saying. Do you think anyone's going to know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
They'll put it in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, go for it.
It was scrolling. Try a bottle for just $1.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
And taste the difference yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, go to, listen to this, getfreshnetpositive.com. That is getfreshnetpositive.com. Say it again, getfreshnetpositive.com. Get on there, get some olive oil, support the show. Mm-hmm. And we appreciate our guests sitting quietly over there.
Yes.
As we read, as we intro the show.
Yes.
It's a long time to stay quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable episode, though.
Really good.
We've been, I would say, Ben Rector, one of the most favorite artists of mine that I didn't want to say this when he was on here, but we talked about flying to go see an artist. Me and Lydia have flown to go see him, I believe, twice.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Big. And now I'll say this, Lydia, the Tulsa connection, the University of Arkansas, I was kind of introduced to Ben Rector from her.
Nice.
Yeah, but unbelievable story, and I love and heart behind his music, and funny too.
Really funny, really good hang.
Yeah.
I love when people come in and they're just really good hangs, and like I don't know him, so as soon as he sat down and we started rolling, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Dude, you know what's weird about having guests in, and I feel like some people are like in the comments, they go, yeah, I just liked his music. I don't think I wanted to see this side. You know, and some people, they were like, oh, he comes off either unlikable or cocky, or they go, oh, this might actually hurt.
Yeah, like a don't meet your heroes type thing.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we kind of opened up the treasure box here, and we didn't like it.
Right.
I feel like the opposite here.
Definitely the opposite.
I know Ben. I've played golf with Ben, so I wasn't worried about something like that. But you go, if you didn't know this guy, that's the beauty of podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people come to my meet and greet. We heard you on Theo's pod.
Mm-hmm.
Heard you on Nate's pod. We heard you on Bert's pod. How they got introduced to me, so they didn't know of me, learned about me. They go, oh, we love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any pods that I've come across
That people are like, that's not the
I
guy.
really hate this guy.
Kill Tony.
Dude, too soon. Dude.
Sorry. I thought we were okay there. I thought we were safe. Sorry.
Too soon. Dude. No, I didn't come across as anything. They go, who's that guy? Yeah. They goes, who's John Crist? I did the Luis Gomez's podcast called The Story Wars.
Yeah. How was it? I was watching it the other day. What a cool concept.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And those dudes are the opposite of me.
Yes.
The most opposite.
Everything about them is the whole
Probably
brand
the
is the other.
filthiest.
Yeah.
It was a live podcast at Zany's.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I'll just be me.
Yep.
It's comedy.
Yep.
And I was lobbing in zingers. And
Nice.
It was awesome.
Is it out yet?
Came out, yeah.
Oh, I gotta watch
huge,
it.
By
Nice.
the way. Yeah, huge.
Yeah, they're awesome, man.
Yeah, enjoy the conversation, ladies and gentlemen, with award-winning. I was about to say award-winning.
Yeah.
Won tons of things. One of the best, one of my favorite musicians, new album coming out.
May 30th.
The richest man in the world. He sent me a copy of it last night.
And?
Listened to it myself. It was awesome.
Nice.
We were at, me and Lydia were crying on the couch.
Oh, perfect.
And if you know Ben Rector music, you go, yeah. And if you hear this album, you're going to go, yeah.
That's what you want from him.
Also, what are we asking from the fans? Something from the, I want to see does anybody have that clip from that newspaper?
The clipping from the newspaper article, listen through it. It's towards the end. You'll get to it. That one, and then also our breakfast routines that we get into.
Yeah, great.
Again, towards the end there. But
you want to
let us
put
know.
Put it on the YouTube?
Drop their breakfast routines in the comments? Yeah, let's do that. Drop your
love to see
routines. Or even just your thoughts on ours, because I think
yeah.
Ben wasn't really on board.
Yeah, I think Ben asked us toward the end of the pod if he could ask us any questions, that's the most Ben Rector thing ever.
It was great.
Can I ask you guys some questions?
Yes. It was awesome. And then we did 35 minutes on it.
Yeah, about our breakfast. Yeah. Well, I'll save it.
Yeah.
Unbelievably compelling. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ben Rector. Welcome to the pod, brother. Ben Rector's here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out, dude. Shout out.
Thank you.
Can
Long
be a bit,
awaited.
I feel like it's like if we do Omaha or whatever, you have 2,000. Everybody's like, we drove from 5 hours, 6 hours. I'm like, well, where's Omaha?
Yeah.
You ever feel that?
I vividly remember this. It's so funny. I feel like you know all the inside baseball. I played a show in Asheville, and it was fine. It didn't go great. I had never played in Asheville before.
Okay.
And it was a leg of the tour that was a bunch of B markets. No shade on Asheville. That's industry
First
lingo.
the hurricane, and now Ben Rector's saying B market.
It's a year.
I think you're an A market in my mind.
Yeah, same.
A tertiary market, better way to say it, maybe. Maybe it's not.
I don't know if that is a better way to say
Asheville, it's an A market for me.
I don't honestly, I don't know the true meaning of the word tertiary. I picture it being like a satellite of a
secondary. Tertiary is third.
I thought
Oh
it
no,
was
it's third? Oh
Yeah,
no.
third, yeah.
I take it back.
So it's definitely not better.
I feel bad
Dude,
about
tertiary markets tour would be a great name.
that. It's not good.
Tour.
I was in Asheville, which is a great place. I mean that wholeheartedly. And I remember from stage, and we were doing those B markets. There, I said it again. And I was just kind of like, because I felt that. I was like, oh, everyone's driving into these from somewhere else. And so I was like, hey, raise your hand if you drove or traveled to this show. And it was like everybody. And I remember after that, I talked to my agent, and I was like, hey, man, why are we playing cities that I haven't played before? Because no one is even from the city that came to the show. I was like, what are we doing? Why, let's just stick to the places that we know. And he was like, nah, man. And I was like, all I'm saying, I looked at the hands. They all went up.
I know. And I would say an agent getting a call from an artist at night.
No, I didn't.
He goes, oh no,
I didn't call him at night.
Call him
I don't know if I've ever called my agent at night.
I try to sit on it till at least Monday. If something goes, I go, we'll talk about this.
I think this was the next time we talked. I was like, hey,
that's
man.
good. Yeah.
I wasn't like, hey, Jeff,
But
I
I
gotta
bet
get on the phone with you.
Do you think? I bet the conversely, I bet the walk-up artists are like, where are my fans? Don't you think?
I feel like I don't know. I don't know how to answer.
And I don't know what a walk-up artist would really be.
I think there's just people that are like have a wider, like I feel like
but shallower, wider, but
the very small amount of relative fame I have is like deeper than it is wide, and I feel like there's some people that have like way more name recognition that would have there would be a more likely scenario where someone's like, oh my gosh, I saw that so and so is playing, like we should go see that.
Yeah.
Where I feel like people, if I'm coming to a city, are like, I know I'm going to be there, and maybe they don't know that, but there's just not a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. Traveling to, how many artists would you guys get on a plane to go see?
Wow. I'd like to go see more concerts in general, but there's not. I mean, if you're like, when's the last time that happened?
That's one of the lyrics in one of your songs. Well, it should be. No, you said no. Remember on the one song, I don't know what it was. I listened to your album last night.
Awesome.
About the I wish I'd see my buddies more. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm so sorry. I
wish it's about you're having kids. I wish I saw my buddies more. I wish I got to sleep. Thank you.
There we go.
Ben Rector doesn't write his own music.
Yeah, wow. No, it's I wish I saw my buddies more. I wish I could.
Man. I don't do any of this.
I wish I could sleep in more. I wish I could miss those sleeping in and staying up late.
Yeah.
That should be like, yeah, you got 3 kids. You don't go to concerts.
I don't really. I'd like to though. Every time I go,
out of town concert. Who'd you go see? Eminem or something?
You know me so well, John.
I'm just thinking of someone that has to be influential from your childhood.
Eminem.
There's Switchfoot or something.
Eminem Switchfoot. I think I really like the band Dawes. I've seen them in concert like 3 times. That's a lot for me.
If your wife surprised you with Dawes tickets, would you be like, for Dallas, would you be like, are we doing this?
I'd be like, wow, that's really fun. It's fun of you and us. Look at us going someplace.
It's fun of us, dude.
It feels
fun of us.
Yeah, that's what I'd feel.
Well, I from the everything we've heard about the album coming out, which is called The Richest Man in the World.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
a new era of Ben Rector.
You know, that's the hope.
What tell us about that?
I'm really trying hard to like enjoy the stage of life and the stage of my career that I'm in, instead of, I feel like for so long I approached music like a rental car, and I was like, I'm just going to drive this thing into the ground, and then I'm not going to drive this car anymore. And I feel like I'm like, no, this is just my car, so I need to treat it better. Yeah. I need to like.
You talking about eras of your albums?
Yeah, or just my approach to this phase of like my career is like, man, so the tour we're doing is 1 weekend a month. It's like a tour spread out across the whole year, so I can enjoy it more.
Oh yeah,
and it's like
you did that on purpose.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
it's like more efficient, and I was just like, I want to make sure that I enjoy it, because I kept realizing I was like, oh yeah, later I'll enjoy this. Like one day when I slow down, and I realized I'm like,
also
that's
a
never
lyric,
coming.
dude.
Yeah, there you go.
From this is the same song.
Probably
about watching the kids or something like that, which we could.
But I think in general, I'm just trying to do a better job of like be present. I feel like I had internalized like, well, I don't have time to enjoy this because it's so important, and I need to like do a great job if I can. And now I'm just like, oh, I should like, this is a really cool setup, and I should really try to enjoy it. Which I know this probably sounds ridiculous, because people would probably be like, yeah, you should enjoy it. But it was really hard for me. It felt like too high stakes or too important to be like, yo, I'm just gonna chill and enjoy this.
Well, I was playing golf with a buddy's dad like last week, and he was asking about my career or whatever. He's like, where do you hope to be in 10 years? And I was like, I mean, like, we're in Hattiesburg this weekend. I was like, if we do Hattiesburg well, you're gonna go to the arena, or like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, what if the arena? Yeah. Then what if it's like, it's a little, I mean, I'm 41. Mm-hmm. We've like, both of us have accomplished a lot of unbelievable things. You're like
26.
Yeah. A lot unknown fact. Hey, heard it here
Look
first.
It up,
that you go, well, this should be the time.
Yeah.
That you're not like, I hope once I get there, I'll be whatever.
And I think I started to realize like enough things happened that I didn't think were going to happen. And it just like didn't, it's like whatever small mountaintop, you're like, well, once I get there, then I'll really enjoy this. Then I'll whatever. And then you get there and it's like, well, maybe, but that one over there, maybe if I did that. I think that happens enough times where I was just like, I need to like use a different fuel because this just isn't working very well for me. And the thing's weird is like, I know that, and simultaneously, like, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm still like, yeah, but maybe it's just like,
maybe
no.
if it's still, but
And I think it is truly never ending.
have you ever seen, like, sometimes our bus is like parked where people are walking in, or like or like the line.
Yep.
It's like, have you ever seen how happy those people are?
Oh, and I
don't know if I'm asking that in a weird way, but I wish that looks awesome, and it's my show,
right?
Or like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I think for me, the phase that I'm in now is like, I want to take that away from it. I want to be like, dude, and we every show before the show we'll like get together and circle up, and it's just like, hey, this is like a really special thing. We have a chance to like give these people a gift of a well-made thing.
Yeah.
And like, that's really cool. Like, that's like, I take that, it's almost like hospitality. Like, I take that really seriously. Man. Like, I want people to walk out. Like, there's a restaurant that I really like, and every time I go there, it's just like, dude, this is just a treat. It's like such good food, and I feel like the service is really great, and everything's well done. It's like a gift to me. Like, I want to try to give that gift to people.
Gosh.
I take that really seriously. It's like, man, I want everyone to walk out being like, man, I feel, I don't know, like seen and a part of something and comforted, and like I've just seen like a well put together thing.
And they if they drove 10 hours,
right,
they deemed it to be of that value.
Sure. And I think that's where I get into feeling a little bit of the pressure. It's like they hoped it would be like that. And it's like, well, I want to make sure it's like that.
Yeah, you want to make sure. Yeah. Do you guys pray?
We do, yeah.
See, we don't pray.
Oh.
Like you,
well, then
before the show?
We'll be
before the show.
You.
Yeah, because one time, you.
Nice.
Next show.
You go, I don't know
next
if
show.
this is pray. Like, this is obviously using the gifts that God has given us, I feel like. But then sometimes, you pray. Everybody prays before church.
Yeah.
Before you go out to do church music, you pray.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
I would hope so. I think you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems right.
But like I was with a country artist one time in their green room where they prayed and did like those like kind of like perverted sayings, and then you do a shot after them. And I was like, I don't think God's like, hey, we're good.
Those
like,
cancel out.
Yeah. Like they net out. Yeah. Or those sayings you do before you take a shot, or like at the bar, and you're like, I don't think
it's kind of a thing in music in general, right?
Yeah.
A little before you get on stage.
Yeah.
Thing.
What do you guys do? A shot?
We don't really.
Yeah, no shot.
We don't. And I'm not out on having drinks. I feel like before the show, it doesn't relax me. I feel like I'm kind of like, it feels like I'm like, I want to be sharp. That's when I feel like the most comfortable. But yeah, we pray, and then we have a saying we change it up sometimes.
Oh, see, there is a saying.
There's a saying.
Yeah.
It's super lame.
Yeah.
But we do it every night.
We were like, we're gonna clip this, and then we're like, oh no, we're not clipping
No.
I'm just joking. Do you want to say it or no?
Yeah, it's super stupid. Usually, I usually do a variation on it. It started out, so there was a tour where we had to come in from different sides of the stage. So we'd circle up together and then split. But one night, we all put our hands in, and I was like, man, cool gigs for cool guys, kind of making fun of us. Like, like we're such cool guys. Put our hands in, we were like, cool gigs for cool guys. And then we did it the next night, and we kind of were like all of us, you know what I mean? So like cool gigs, cool guys. And so now sometimes I'll do like a pun for the city that we're in.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes if I want to keep it classic, just cool gigs for cool guys.
Cool gigs for cool guys.
It's sort of self-aware, like that's a little silly. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're not here we're just out here. Yeah. I like that.
That's awesome.
Well, there's you know what I always wanted to ask you about? I feel like a lot of your humor, you're very funny on stage.
You tell me there's a chance to still become a comedian?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
You can get a new car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I feel like our good buddy, mutual friend, Dave Barnes.
Yes.
He's like songs and jokes.
Yes,
tour.
100%.
Like he's a little bit like he's like, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You might have the better way to say I'm not doing it, but it's very funny when you come.
I toured with Dave very early. He's the reason I moved to Nashville, actually.
Dave Barnes.
Yeah.
He's been through here.
I opened for him in college, and he was like, "You got to move to Nashville," and I was like, "I'm not going to do that."
That was his advice to you.
Yeah, he was a hard sell, and it was a great call. But I remember, so I opened for him some, and then he did, I think, 3 shows where me and a buddy opened together, and he just did comedy 3 times. And I think he was like,
did he have a guitar?
No. And he told me,
I
think I hope I'm getting this right. I think he had told his manager, I want you to book 2 or 3 of these like comedy shows, and don't tell me so I can't back out. And then it was like, all right, you're doing it. And I remember we opened for him, and he did straight up comedy. Yeah, I think it was 2.
I feel like I remember this.
This was a long time ago.
I feel like I remember this.
Honestly, it was probably 14 years.
Telling your manager book it so I can't back out is crazy.
It was. Yeah, and honestly, dude, he did really good.
Of course, he did. He's hilarious.
People really liked it.
Well, there's a comedy club. He can come down whenever he wants.
Yeah, I don't know if he. I don't know where he's at on that, but he did.
Well, I do know. He's like, it's scary. It's easier to do to your own crowd.
Oh yeah,
to do it to a crowd to do it to a walk up crowd.
Oh
yeah, to do comedy to a walk up crowd is wild.
But I feel like I respect the art form, and I think that like the way that I do bits in between songs or like set up things in a show, it's like it's a different instrument, but it's the same principles. Where it's like like, and I love like the puzzle of it and watching you guys do it. I think it's really cool, and I think it's just cool. It feels like right now it's a cooler art form than music because it's like
we talked about this.
It's like more.
You said like the social media was like made for me and not for you.
Yeah,
is what you said.
Totally. And it's like it makes sense. I also think comedians a lot of times are actually saying something. It's like, oh, dude, like what's this guy gonna say on this topic that is whatever? It's like a sensitive issue, or
if it's
like,
done well. If it's done well. Yeah.
Just the immediate like I got to see what happens next nature of it. I think a lot of times the subject of it is more like, oh, I want to know about this, and you just don't hear that many songs that are like, here's like a profound thought about this thing. It's more just kind of like, here's a vibe, and like,
about like
I love this person.
Pope. Like there's like a bunch of comics whether on their pods, or I've seen live stand-up clips from this weekend.
Yeah.
Of the Pope,
and
that'd be tough in music.
Even just saying that, it's like, oh, dude, I like literally, I'm like, I wonder what they said. I'm sure there's like, and there you can make a profound observation that's like, it doesn't have to just be writing the line for fun. It can be like, oh no, dude, I'm interested to see how you weave this together and say what you want to say. And there's just not a lot of that in music necessarily.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, you can go from idea to like it's posted easily within
idea
24
to
hours.
Content
idea to performed live to posted within 24 hours. Whereas for you, that's a much bigger.
Yeah. And I think the actual building blocks of comedy are really small. It's like if all entertainment is just trying to get you to pay attention to it and see what's going to happen next, what's the twist on this? Really,
attention
and hook, release, whatever.
Yeah.
You need. For a song, you probably need like 45 seconds. You need the whole setup of the verse, the chorus, and then the payoff. For some styles of songs, it's like to really get the whole picture, you need the whole song. It's like Passes Through Time or whatever. Comedy, it's like, dude, that can happen in 10 seconds. You can just be like, what's the deal with the
that
Pope?
Might be in your editor might be like, it's too long.
Yeah,
right. But I'm saying
get
like
to this quicker.
The build up and release of that, it's like, dude, it can happen instantly, and you don't need context, and it's more of a visual art form. Where music, it's like the ask is like, hey man, you got 45 seconds to like really listen to this. I'm like, nah, dude, I do not have that.
Wow.
It's me watching this clip, or the next clip is like, is this person gonna survive this like dog attack? And I'm like, I don't want to see this, but I need to know that they're okay. It's like that, or 45 seconds of your feelings. I'm just like, I can't do that.
You also couldn't be as direct as a comedian could be in your messaging either.
No.
You can't just be so on the nose and be like, so the new Pope, and it's like, wait a second.
It's like
this is hack now.
What is he?
Totally.
Yeah. And if he came out 18 months later, this is a song about the new Pope, you're like, dude, we've covered this.
It's like, we're good, man. We got it.
Makes the
we
album
covered
in 8
this,
months.
bro.
Yeah.
Well, I do feel like a lot of your music, we listened to the album last night, and like we were, again, 45 seconds in, and Lydia, my girlfriend, goes, oh, this is about his kids.
Right.
Or that's exactly what you're saying.
Totally.
Oh, the men that drive me places, or you go, once you get to the chorus, is that a lot in music? Once you get to the chorus, you go, oh, this is about his dad.
Essentially, it's supposed to, it's like, it's just a longer fishing line.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I like where you're taking me. What's the deal with this? But it just takes a long time. And generally, I feel like in songs, it's just not an art form that's particularly well suited for like crazy bold statement. It's a lot of like the truths in life. You like this person. Let's have a good time. It's not like, here's my thoughts on the Pope. It's just like it's not really for that.
You remember
not that it can't be, but
like like that Brad Paisley era when all those songs were like, you help me be cool at a party. You help me. And then the chorus was like, alcohol. And you're like,
totally.
It was like a bunch of like
right.
tricks. He's like, what does he talk about? I got in trouble for hanging with you in high school. And then it's like, ow. And you're like, ah. He had one that was called Water.
Yeah.
It was like it was same type.
And I feel like
a setup of a joke, kind of.
And I think country songwriting is so excellent, it's so efficient, it's like perfectly like whittled down. But I think like we're talking about,
there's going to be a butt in there.
No, I'm saying against comedy, it's just like the best version of that. It's like you probably are not going to write a song that's also like, and then it's a super like, I don't know, like hot issue. It's going to be something where you're like, oh, dude, it's alcohol. That's like that's a funny joke, and it's excellent as an art form. I just think it's not as tight of a turnaround, which makes it harder on social media. It's like if a comedian pops up, I'm always like, oh, dude, I kind of subconsciously know that I'm going to get the joke or what you're saying pretty quickly, and it could be something unexpected. And a song is usually not super unexpected, and even if it is, it's going to take a longer time. So against all the other content, I'm thinking about Morgan, one of Morgan's songs, like the '98 Braves, or like he sold his truck, or it's like you're like it does take, but then I feel like we're complimenting each other's craft here, but I feel like you could be more moved, by a song, and not for social media, maybe but a song can take you to a deeper place. Oh yeah, I think like as an art form, I think they're both incredible. It just feels like social media, the obstacle course that it created, songs are not quite as well. It's not as good of a fit because it can move you deeply, but it's just like when you're competing against, I feel like it's literally like turnaround time and intensity of hook. Like that's the only thing that matters on socials. Turnaround time is long. Intensity of hook is usually like not going to be something that you're like, I had no idea. It's like you really need to be in a spot where you can be like, oh man, I feel that, you know? Yeah.
We had an artist in here that he said you're gonna get mad at this. He writes for the TikTok hook.
Yeah.
Is that okay? That's common.
Well, I think
he goes, I'm writing for what the clip is gonna be.
I think
and I was like, I think we're done.
No, it's a common strategy.
Oh, it
now.
Is.
I'm not saying for everybody, but if you're,
comedy's the same.
If you're gonna play, if you're playing that game hardcore, it's like that's the way that you should play it. Like
that's the game, I guess.
Yeah. If the hope is to get a song to have a big presence on social media or go viral, you probably should be trying to aim it at that. I don't know that that's the only approach.
Yeah. I feel like no comedian should be complaining about social media.
It does.
Like it's made for you.
It does feel like it's a great art form.
We complain amongst each other, but if you hear like the guy's like, I'm an architect. How am I supposed to? Like it's ours.
Yeah. Even if you just keep it here, it's like musicians complain about it all day. It like absolutely that is not what you signed up to do. This is like comedians. That's exactly what you signed up to do.
Again. I'm never complaining again.
No, but I think what's interesting too is like I don't know if I had this conversation with you or somebody else, but it's such a killer advantage that like you can just cut up your live show and it's so compelling immediately. It's like, when's the last time you saw a chorus of a song cut up that's just blowing up? It's just like
unless you post it 3 times a day,
and
then one of them will.
People love that. No, but I feel like the best, you know, every time I see a guy with a guitar pop up, instinctually I'm just like, I don't want to listen to this.
even you?
No, even
so funny.
Even a band like Dawes. I love the band Dawes.
Yeah.
I feel this is when like it clicked because I kept being like, man, why is it like so tough out here? And I remember being like, Dawes on these streets, on these mean internet streets. I love Dawes. I've seen him live several times. I think they're awesome. And I remember, this was a while ago, but it was like they were doing some kind of promo for a new song or something. Yeah. And I just remember being like, I'm good. I don't want to listen to it. And I was like, oh no.
And you love them.
This is a band I love. Like, it feels like it's like your favorite restaurant. It's like, hey man, we made this new dish and you're going to love it. It's like, I'm good, man. I
don't want to be, I am, your relationship with that artist is what it is. You're like, I'm.
And the thing is, I think it literally is. It's not that I don't want to hear it. It's not that I don't think I will like it or that I've got enough good music from them. It's just like I'm scrolling and the next thing that I could see could be so immediate and so crazy. And it's just like I don't even really want to be on this app, but I'm on it. I don't want
to be here anyway.
And I don't know that I'm going to stop just to go check it out. I'll do that later. And I was like, oh, that's bad, man.
Well, what would you say? And we're getting prey too in the weeds about our own careers, but would you say that the comedy, it just, I don't ever put tour dates on the end of mine. Or I think this is the content.
Yes,
that is leading you to.
And that's exactly what I was going to say.
Do another thing.
Something about that feels more promo.
That's why you don't like
comedians do.
I think this. I think people don't say this out loud or haven't said it out loud that much. I'm sure people have, and I just haven't seen it. But I think that musicians are at a real disadvantage because they're all having to make sponsored content pretty much. It's like, I understand there's an ask coming here.
Yeah.
Because what really you and this guitar are trying to say is like, I need something from you.
Yeah.
Just please, sir, 10 seconds of your time. And comedians are just like, take this or leave it, man. I'm doing my thing.
An Oliver Twist voice.
I mean, it feels like that. It feels like you're trying to come up with a way to be like, oh, like, this is fun and funny. You're probably gonna love this song. Check it out. Pre-save it, please. I don't know why.
Go to the show, the tour, stream it.
I feel like comedians are just sort of like, this is my deal. Maybe you don't like it. It's whatever. Yeah. Check it out. And you can, I know this is probably simplifying it, but it is a viable content option just to be like, here's just me doing what I do. Check it out. Musicians are like, here's me doing what I do. Please check out my song. Go to my website, please. Like, you can't. And I think that people subconsciously feel that. I feel like music is always going to need to ask you something because it's like, hey, dude, this thing I'm doing right here, I'm just doing it to try to get something from you.
Yeah.
And that's, there's not really a way around that, you know, because you could watch someone play a song on TikTok a billion times. And it's just like, it doesn't really matter until you stream it well or whatever. So,
well, my barber is like on TikTok. You're like, well, this is for, I should book.
Right. Totally.
Like it doesn't exist outside of that. So I think it is subconscious. Or like the people that clean my house are like, they have an Instagram. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Instagram is an ad.
Yeah. Totally.
You can give away a full joke on your content.
Yeah, you can have
You can't give away a full song. It defeats the purpose of, you know what I mean?
So it's like, really wants it. Everyone's
so I think that's a piece. That's a piece of it too, where it's like it feels like a comedian's content. I'm getting the full thing for free.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas with a musician, it's like you're going to give me a verse or a hook, and then it's okay.
Yeah, I think in reality, it's like, I think the big difference is you're not like, hey, go play this joke on my album. It's like, hey,
this is it.
You're seeing it. If you like it, check it out. And I think musicians innately, you kind of need, it's like, you really need somebody to be like, oh, dude, I need you to pre-save this song and listen to it so that it does well.
We don't even ask people to tag us anymore.
Totally.
Like they're doing it in their own voice. I go, I don't know. It all kind of leads back to where I'm doing great. Yeah. What happened to the Vivo days, dude?
I never understood.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Music videos?
Yeah.
What was that company? But all the music videos were from Vivo.
They were, but it was pretty much just YouTube, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I never understood it. I didn't really understand.
Wait. Okay. So YouTube, when did YouTube come out? 2000. When did it become?
YouTube was like 2006.
I don't even know what Vivo was. It was in the bottom of everybody's music video on YouTube.
My feeling, so then I may have still been in college. I remember
what an era.
Legit artists are on Vivo. That's awesome. But was Vivo a website?
What was it, bro?
Did you go to like vivo.com to
on YouTube? Like you could go to like I said like Cisco or something like that, like one of those videos, or like Usher, or like it was Vivo on the bottom left.
Distributing music videos, particularly through YouTube.
Yes,
a channel.
But you could go to
buy them?
No, because you could go to
you
like
go to someone's YouTube.
Master P.
It would be like
and then it was
Vivo.
like Vivo.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you think they were making them? They were financing them?
I bet it's just something that like
What an
people
era.
started doing and then everyone started doing it. They're just like, you got to be on Vivo, dude.
People just put that on the bottom of it. Yeah.
It looks like they like bottlenecked the revenue sharing. So like they would get the licensing to then make sure that if they were the exclusive poster of the publisher of that video, then they could make sure that all the money got to the right hands, which means their hands. Basically.
Yeah, their hands.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do the other guys do? What are they doing right now?
Oh, in the back? What are they doing
Us?
back there?
Or back in the backpack?
I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Him and the other guy.
He's taking notes.
Taking notes. I tell the occasional joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't yet. He likes to hold it.
But
Yeah.
are you basically like, oh, this is a good moment, keep a track, stuff like that?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
We're
What do you
really
have so
getting into
far?
how the sausage is made here. I love it. And then Cam's in the back running the boards, production stuff.
Cam, what are you doing back there?
He doesn't have a mic, so you'll just have to imagine what he's
Have a
saying.
mic, dude.
Making sure.
Oh,
Okay.
like if you're talking, he
Check-
would switch that camera to you.
Oh wait, are you doing the feed in real time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't re-edit it?
Not us, brother. Not us, dog. And now
That's cool.
everybody knows. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Might have to edit
This
this
is an
out, but
efficient system. I like it.
Efficient system.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
Wait, I was
proud
going
of
to
it.
ask you about the like you have a tour.
Just stop the show to be like, so wait, how do the
Time
cameras
out.
work?
Well, yeah. So with that cameras, are we time
Go
back
ahead.
in?
That's
Yeah.
probably that would be a good clip. I'm just saying.
Well, it's very.
Give people a peek behind the curtain.
he's trying to be like Doge. He's trying to be like, cut this guy. Cut the guy in the back.
We make the
He's
note.
trying to be like
Make
Doge.
the note. Put it. We're
Yeah.
at 32.50, 35.21. Sorry.
Big laugh.
Go ahead, John.
Well, your comedy. I've appreciated. It's very. It's. I don't even know how to say. It's very like. One of your tours was like the biggest tour we've ever done.
Yeah.
Tour.
Yeah.
One of your shirts is like Ben Rector is here, or like Ben Rector sings. Or,
Yeah,
does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
very matter of fact,
Yeah.
but that's a funny angle of it. It's like Ben Rector is my friend, or like Ben Rector is in town would be the name of the tour.
Yeah,
Like very.
yeah.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I think that's the only pitch I know how to throw.
Yeah.
That's really that's. I think like I wish I could throw the pitch of like, come look at how cool I am.
Yeah.
It's like, some people have that. It's like they just look awesome and you're like, you're mysterious and whatever. I just don't really have that.
Yeah.
So I'm just, that's really all I've got.
Well, I heard, and this is probably information you want allowed on a podcast. We've made fun of this for a long time. I heard that you were inspired to start playing guitar by a camp counselor that brought out a guitar. And that's the worst guitar guy
Well,
by far.
Okay, it's more complex than that.
Every time the guy goes, "Hey, I'm breaking," you go, "Oh, no." You go, "I want to be like that guy."
There was a guy like that. It wasn't that. It was just basically like I hadn't. Basically, at this camp, it was like some people. There's like a guy leading worship, and like this guy's playing guitar, whatever. It's like, oh, like that's cool. It's cool that you can like play guitar, and that's fun. And I remember I was like, I want to try that out. I feel like that seems. And my family's not musical. It's not like music wasn't like a big part of my life. And so I think it seemed cool. And I was like, that seems fun. I want to try that out.
I think as a kid, you don't know that guy sucks yet.
Yeah, true.
You know?
This
the
guy's
guitar
probably-
guy,
this
you don't
guy's-
know
This
that
guy's
yet.
probably going to hear this. So
To be clear,
he's
and
cool,
honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't remember. I was probably in like 7th grade or 6th grade or something. I don't.
I hope you have the time of your life.
Well,
That's what
and
he was
all
singing
your
for
little
sure.
Christian girly friends are looking at him like googly eyed,
yeah.
So like
I think it was more.
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't like there was a guy. It was just more like this is a thing you can do. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw.
it worked, by the way. So.
Here we are.
Here we are.
I saw probably the same age. We didn't have a TV growing up, but somebody.
We didn't have cable, so same.
Yeah, same. I saw Jay Leno, and I go. I'm like young as I'm like, wait, so this seems like this is his job. You can. So you go to this office. You are the postman, and this guy does this.
Yeah.
That's surprised. That sounds.
Sounds good.
I'm into that.
Were you always funny? Were you like funny?
Not. I was gonna say not commercially.
How about this? If I asked people that knew you, would they be like, "Oh, he was always funny"?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
When I was little, no. It was like very shy.
A little bit.
Very shy. Yeah.
You were shy?
Very.
Okay.
Yeah. Very shy. I would never want to be in front of anybody doing anything. I still probably just want to make my buddies crack up and let me, my cousin, we'd just be making each other laugh. It's the same feeling.
Do you get nervous before you go on stage?
Once I get a big laugh, then I know
then
I'm
you're
good. Yeah. I get nervous. Dude, I did an open mic the other night.
Ooh.
It was so terrifying because it was like after we did a show at Zany's. After Zany's, they were like, it's called the Lab Rat open mic. So it's like 90 comedians outside on the curb, like waiting to see if their name gets drawn to do 4 minutes. So all those 90 comedians then come in to the showroom.
Oh, that's tough. Man.
Yeah, and I'm like I'm on the mural. Like I'm the guy, and I was like, this is bombing, dude. Yeah. They were like, that's the guy that we all think is a good comic.
We might have made the wall after all.
This guy's. It seemed like that.
So
like
you get nervous in that situation.
I was terrified. I go, I'm never doing it again, dude. Not in front of my crowd. It's like batting practice.
Yeah.
My crowd would be like batting practice. It's very hard to.
Yeah.
But I still go to, like, I did Theo's show last week, and I was terrified because I'm looking at my act, and I go, all right, well, that's not gonna
fly.
It's not gonna work
for both of you guys, because you both have kind of expressed similar. Like, you still get those butterflies before you go out there, and there's a little bit of anxiety with it. Do you think when you stop feeling that, it's time to hang it up?
I don't know. I don't know if you ever would stop feeling it. I think like it's like no matter how many times you jump out of a plane, there's always the visceral feeling of like, I'm jumping out of a plane. And the butterflies don't feel the same as when I was like 16. And there are shows where I'm definitely, if you're like, are you nervous? I'd be like, no, I'm not nervous. But I just think the knowledge that I'm going to need to like lead X amount of people's enjoyment who have high expectations,
high stakes,
is always going to be, I don't know if I'll ever be totally above what someone thinks of me. I'd just be like, I don't care if this goes bad. I'm going to be like, oh, I kind of do. So I don't know. Yeah. I think that's, to me, it's like, I don't know if I could unwire that part. I don't know if I could ever be totally not afraid of heights.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a little bit of dangerous.
How would it go bad?
That's a great question.
It can't really.
It can a little.
Yeah. Mine can a little.
Do you feel like you get more nervous, like the more successful you feel like the higher you climb, like the more, like I feel like if some random person who's never done comedy goes to an open mic, they're not as nervous as you would be.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing to lose. You're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Same thing with like music, where it's like, you just said they have high expectations. If you don't meet those expectations, then you fall. Whereas if it's a random, they don't have any expectations.
Yeah, and I think I feel a significant amount of pressure. This is just internal. It probably doesn't need to be there, because I feel like the thing that got me here was making a good burger. And so it's like, we came to see this good burger. How good is it? Where I feel like other people might be like, oh, dude, you came because like you knew all the hits. Where it's just like, yeah, cool. Where I feel like I'm not like a tourist destination. It's just like, here for the burger. So it's like, it's got to be good, man. But I think that's probably self-imposed. I feel like if you're like, how bad could it be? It probably wouldn't be that bad.
I think about that when like people come to the meet and greet. They're like, I've loved you for so long. I brought. I go, can you imagine a comedy show? You know if they like it.
Yeah.
They're right next to you. If somebody brings their husband or wife or best friend there, I'm a huge Ben Rector fan. I brought them.
Yeah.
Like in the car on the way home, they were like, I loved it. It was unbelievable. You're like, okay, I wasn't sure what was happening.
I feel less pressure for that person.
You do,
because I'm like, I think I'm gonna do well for that person. Be like, wow, because I think that people will be like, oh, you're like actually good. I'll be like, yeah, totally. I worked really hard at this. But the people that are like, I know how the burger's supposed to be. I'm more nervous for them because they're probably like, yeah, dude, like this is my 5th time eating the burger. Yeah. Where like a random person off the street, if you had a really good burger, you'd be like, wow, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, there wouldn't be like,
that makes sense.
They're like, I don't know what this is. They brought me to this, but they're like, oh, that guy was great.
You know you're going to be a pleasant surprise to somebody new.
It's going to be a plus.
That's my hope and belief.
Yeah.
I think we had talked early on. This is maybe where I got. It was in St. Louis. It was like a big like Catholic gathering, you took it, and I was like, this is right after like a 2020 for me. I was like, I don't know, and I remember you, but like, I feel like for me, let me try to think of the way to ask this question. So I feel like there's a lot of religion, or maybe that it has adopted you. Mm-hmm. Whether it's we think Ben is of us, right? Yep. Probably, I got that question a million times. And then there's also where we've seen it in your music in select ways that you would swear, or what people would call swearing. My question would be, if everybody's like, oh, Ben's this, and then, but I feel like we've also heard that when you had Snoop Dogg on your song, he was talking about things that you were like, well, I'm not that.
Like, we can't do that, yeah.
So you go, so like, I guess to be an authentic as an artist, where you're like, hey, I'm super, super, super Christian. You're like, well, I'm not that. And then you're like, well, let's talk about smoking weed. You're like, well, I'm not that.
Yeah.
But you're like, I'll throw in, like, where how do you make those choices?
I mean, I really don't.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Really makes sense.
I think I'm not trying to like manufacture either side of it. And the reality is, like, there's not like a whole nother side to me that I just don't want to show. It's like, I'm pretty much just like, this is who I am. I think sometimes I do think that, I assume every religion does this. I'm most accustomed to Christianity. But like, I think people do kind of want to claim stuff sometimes and be like, oh, you're this. And I sometimes get a little claustrophobic with that.
You're us.
Yes,
mostly.
Because I'm like, that's it. I think I want to be like, that can come with so many connotations that it's like, hey, I'm not all of those things exactly. Like, I have like thoughts about a lot of this. That's still the frame that I see the world through. And I'm totally fine with everybody knowing that. I'm not like, oh, don't say that. But I think that also, like, there's some stuff that I think certain Christians are like all about or really into, that I'd be like, hey, like, I see that in a more nuanced way. Yeah. And I don't love the feeling of that being like my intro to everybody, because I think like I'm just trying to make the best music I can that reflects the things that I care about. And I don't love if that gets in the way of somebody enjoying it, because they're like, well, you probably think this. It's like, dude, everybody thinks, a lot of different things. And I think sometimes when people really try to clamp down on something, it's like, hey, I don't want you to fill in every blank for me, because I'm like, I have a lot of like nuanced views that I think, some of them would differ from some people, some of them wouldn't. And I just feel like also it's like, I don't really feel called to be like, I only make music for a certain group of people. It's just, and there's people that do a great job of that and that I think are supposed to do that. I just don't really feel like I'm one of those people. I feel like I just enjoy like painting generally. And someone's like, oh, he's a big mountain guy, only paints mountains. I'm just like, I paint some mountains. They're beautiful, but also paint other stuff.
I'll paint a desert every now and then.
Yeah. It's like, I don't, I like
the Snoop Dogg Catholic crossover probably is
not huge.
Right, yeah. But if they said you can't collab with Snoop Dogg, I'd be like, well, I'm an artist. I can. Or if they said you can't.
I think my hope, I think a lot of times stuff around religion gets like really tight and kind of like, and I think what's interesting is if you just like talk to a single person about it, everybody I feel like is kind of complex. And I just want to be like, I am what probably a lot of people would be like around their friends. Yeah. And I also really want to do it with integrity. Like, I want to be able to be honest. I don't want to be ever like, like, I don't really think this, but I'm going to like, kind of say it so that you like me. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to be like, I'm here. That's the deal.
And people have obviously gravitated toward that because they can. I mean, I feel like Steady Love would be the most of God. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like it's a song about like, I don't even know. It's about being in love. It's the most. I'm not gonna say Christian, but it's the most of what if God like had a plan for what he would like humans to be doing. I feel like it would. That's
very nice of you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like this guy grows a garden or whatever. Like this guy, God gave him hands, feet, the ability to look at his eyes, so he could tell this flower goes next to this. I feel like he would be like, this is what I had in mind. Does that make sense?
That's very nice.
He's like, dude, you got to make all the flowers be like pointing towards heaven. He goes, no, dude, I'm not that insecure.
Yeah, I
think
it's just like it's a really beautiful garden. I think like contains a lot of spiritual truth. It's like, oh, dude, just check that out, man. There's a lot of great stuff in there. I think that's great.
Has anybody on the very, I would say, conservative side had a pushback about the collabs or the language ever?
I can tell.
Or you don't listen to the haters, bro.
I wouldn't be very good with haters, man. I'd be like, no. Occasionally, like probably the most common would be like a parent. It's like, I liked listening to your music in my car.
Oh no!
And I don't like that you say the word ass in that song.
Oh no!
And the thing is, man, is like
skip that one.
I also I get it. I'm not worried about that with my kids. If a song says ass, I'm not going to be like, plug your ears. If they start saying it a bunch, I'd be like, hey, we don't do that.
Hey, adults, that's for adults.
Yeah. But and I get that. And I respect it. But I think also I say ass in real life sometimes, you know. Yeah. And I think if people are like, then I'm out, I'd be like, then you got to be out. Yeah. And I'm not
you're allowed to be out.
Yeah.
You're not like, this is what I meant.
Yes.
You go, that's fair.
And I think to me it feels more important to be like, it weirdly would feel worse and more wrong if I tried to pretend like I wasn't like that.
Oh yeah.
Because that would be my desired outcome, would be like, so you think this about me. And it's like, I'm just really trying to be like my authentic self. And I'd rather do that and you be like, I'm out on that. I'm like, that's okay. I'm not like hiding deep, dark,
reasonable,
whatever, but I'm also just going to be real with you. Like, and I've played at like Christian universities where occasionally, I think I played at a Mormon thing and they're like, hey, we'd really like you to not say, in Old Friends, I think I said, my God, it's been 10 years now.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't.
It's like in vain.
This may have been not been the Mormon organization. This may have been a Christian university. That happens sometimes. If it's like,
Mormon's a Christian, dude. So don't say that.
That's true. I'm not stepping into that. I don't even know
how the circles work.
Just joking.
Got him.
I'm LDS now. I went to one. Yeah. I'm not really, but
you went.
I went
man,
to one to church.
I've done
great people.
Kind of a bunch of stuff with the LDS. Not church.
You're theirs. They say you're theirs. Yeah. Catholics say you're theirs too.
Hillary was like, they're trying to convert you. You probably have to cut that out. I was like, it's a great pitch. It's a very good pitch. Yeah. I'm not going to convert, but I respect. They want to do things from my little experience. It seems like they want to do things really well.
Yeah, they do.
And like expect excellence, and they're like trying to have a good attitude about it. I'm like, that's a lot of good stuff.
Well, Catholic, we've done a couple of Catholic things, and I go be like, I'm not of this denomination. I think I even say that. I go, I went to a Catholic church once, or they go, yeah, it's all good.
I felt like I've done maybe 2 or 3 things with the Catholic Church.
Yeah, so
my take was like, no big deal. My take was like, they felt like a way more laid back version. I remember we played at a large Catholic gathering, and afterwards, one of the people who was sort of assigned to like, I don't know what you'd call it. They're like,
take you around. Yeah.
Taking us around.
Handler or something.
Yeah. They were great. And they were like, hey, like we opened a bottle of wine. Do you guys want some? And I was like, what? And this was a explicitly religious gathering. It wasn't like,
we would never do that.
No. And I wasn't really like in that zone, but I was like, oh, it's so interesting. And it was also not in the sense of like, let's get crazy. It was just like, oh, hey, like this is a nice bottle of wine. And this is like the person on staff who's like, I'm your person. And now they're like, would you like some wine? And I was like, oh, that's like very hospitable.
Yeah,
and not
very kind.
And it's interesting because like, I think that normally a Christian organization would not do that. It'd be like, hey, like this isn't about that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it was actually kind of cool because they weren't like, you guys ready to get lit? It was like, no. It was just like, it was like, hey, this is
non-denominational Christian. They're trying to get lit secretly. Yeah.
Secret lit.
You want some of this wine in the bathroom?
Yeah. No, but I thought it was very, it felt like very like adult and hospitable. I was like, oh, that's really nice of you. I was like, we're good right now, but thank you.
Your music is like, I feel like it's one of the biggest wedding requests. And then also, I feel like you might have ventured into, I don't know if you know this yet, but you might have ventured into funeral territory.
Oh, Did not know that.
Wow.
I feel like you might with These Were the Days.
Oh yeah.
That might be a play at your funeral type song.
You know,
And that's not a good advertisement for the album, I guess.
you guys are gonna love this.
But it is very.
You ready to have a good time?
Lose anybody lately?
Yeah.
You're gonna love this album.
Let me tell you, say my guy Ben. Well, I think it's just very. Your music doesn't, and everybody would know this that listen to you, invoke a tremendous amount of emotion. We were, my girlfriend was crying last night listening to the new album.
Again, a good time.
Yeah,
This album is gonna be.
yeah, but and I think in a good way. What relationship do you have with those emotions with other people? Is it kind of like
With the emotions that they have about my music?
yes?
It's
That people,
really-
I'm sure you see people crying in your shows.
I think it's interesting because I'm not around when people are listening to it or experiencing it. It feels weird. It's like you're like sending a plate of food out and you don't watch anybody eat it. And so I think it's interesting. And I think shows you can feel that emotion, but like I also you're not like having a one-on-one connection with. It's like you might see somebody, but I'm really not around for that. And I think people, if they ever say stuff like that, they'll be like, you probably hear this all the time. And what's funny, it's like, I mean, no one's like sending me a letter that's like listening to your music now, having this emotion. Like that's not really happening. And so it is really cool to hear or see that people are connecting with it in that way. But it is interesting because it's like, I'm not really around when that happens. I think people, because they're experiencing it, they're like, oh, you probably get that vibe. And it's like, no, dude, I'm just like living my life. I'm not getting pings on my phone like, John Crist, loving the song right now.
Well, dude, you know what? Remember, do you know remember that guy, I'm going to mess this up, that guy on ESPN, every year they have a week for him and he died of cancer.
Oh, yeah. I
Dickie
vaguely know
V?
what you're talking about.
No, Dickie V.
Stuart Scott.
Yeah, Stuart Scott, I think.
Dickie V's still alive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Whatever, he does it. Maybe
Yeah.
it is Dickie V week, I don't know.
No, Stuart Scott.
But
Yeah,
the guy
I was gonna be
guy that does that famous eulogy or what, he's has stage 4 cancer.
Basketball.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
you can look it up while I tell the story. He goes, if you have every day, if you have thought, laughed, and cried, that is a successful day. What's that guy's name?
Jim
Valvano.
Jim Valvano.
Jimmy V.
Yeah.
You said
Jimmy
Dickie V.
V.
Jimmy
Jimmy V.
Yeah. Every day, if you have laughed and thought and cried, it's a good day. And I feel like that would be the range of emotions I thought about your music.
That's very kind of you. My hope is just to like make music that people can resonate with and that feels like it celebrates like normal things.
Yeah.
So that's I'm glad.
Did you ever have a song that you thought was going to do that and didn't? You're
I
like,
don't-
they're going to connect with this one. And
I
they
don't.
were like,
I
no.
don't. You don't get the memo really. That's not connecting. Like there's not.
You don't get the Spotify streams?
Yeah, but that stuff's all.
Yeah.
It's all like messed up is the wrong way to say it. It's not a great metric of how much people are enjoying it because the song might fit in a slot.
Sounds
of
like
algorithm.
Kendrick, you know?
That whole
Where did you
thing-
fall there?
Yeah, no, he's
I fell nowhere.
yeah,
Asleep.
I
Fell
think
asleep.
I think they're both very talented people.
Yeah, nice.
Keeping his options open.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't be great at podcasting if that's what your take on the Kendrick. You got to have some kind of, you got to have an extreme take.
No, I didn't have a strong take.
Yeah,
It feel like Kendrick came out on top solidly of that. And then
What's,
it felt weird to me that Drake was like, "Nah, dude, I'm getting to the bottom of this." I was like, I just
He's still pushing that lawsuit
I
hard
know.
too.
Yeah.
I can't tell what he would find that would be like, got it.
Or that they
don't know.
weren't also doing for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Spotify is not always a great metric for that because like there could be a song that just takes off there could be a song that's great and doesn't really fit in any certain slot. It's like, oh dude, there's not a great playlist for songs like this, or there's not like an algorithmic
didn't
slot
have
that,
any. Yeah.
Yeah. So people could really love it, but it just like you might be like, dude, I've listened to that song 100 times. It's just like, it doesn't matter. And it cannot compete with Spotify just
What's
being
the
like,
one that went wild on people were clipping it? People were like using it as their audio.
yeah, that was probably
Like a year ago?
Best Life. I think it was probably Best
They were
Life.
clipping the using it. They're making their own like vacation reels or with their kids.
Yes, I think that was Living My Best Life. There was
Yeah.
There was one that
Everybody's-
wasn't an actual song, but that happened.
Well, what would be the for the album, what then is the measure of success?
It's a really hard question right now.
There shouldn't be one.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know, and I'm trying to figure that out. And I think honestly, dude, it's changed so much even the last couple years.
Yeah.
If you were like, what is the mark of success? I'd be like, obviously, if it like exploded and every song got 1 billion streams, like that's not gonna happen. Yeah. But I don't know what a real mile marker is now. I really don't, and it's hard. It's hard to know. It's wild times out there.
Is that almost a blessing, like creatively, or do you kind of feel the weight of that?
If you're like, I think most people that do it at a high level are innately a little bit like competitive and want to be like, I want to get like a good score. It's not fun because if it's going kind of good, you're like, is this going good? But more often than not now with new music, it's just really hard for stuff to like catch and find a thing. And it feels like you're supposed to make it go viral, but the reality is like the stuff that goes viral just happens accidentally. Yeah. It's very, very rare that someone would be like, I concocted this in my lab and it worked. Ta-da, like it went viral. That's like, that doesn't really happen. Everyone's trying to do that, but it just is not a high success rate.
This week's episode brought to you by Blue Land. And listen, I got them all over. I got all over my house. And I'll you know what? I'll speak to the parents. This does not apply to Easton. Wait, do you have an announcement for us?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Imagine that's how Lauren finds out.
Alex is a parent. I am not, but I'm busy. If you're a parent, you get it. There isn't time to research every single product you use in your home.
True. So true.
Great angle. That's why you need Blue Land. They are certified safe and clean by the EPA and get the job done without worrying about the impact they're having on your family, your parents, or on you. That's a big thing in parenting, isn't it?
Yes, big time.
Is this carpet?
Yes.
Is this cleaner?
I never thought about this type of stuff.
And then we had Era, and I was
like,
good for, all kinds of. What about the air quality?
Everything.
You got to learn. Yeah. Blue Land's got you covered on a mission to eliminate single-use plastic by reinventing the cleaning essentials to better for you and the planet with a powerful clean you're used to. The idea is simple. They offer refillable cleaning products with a beautiful, cohesive design that looks great on your countertop, from cleaning sprays to hand soap, toilet bowl cleaner, laundry tablets. All Blue Land products are made with clean ingredients you can feel better about. Ladies and gentlemen, Blue Land has a special offer for the listeners right now. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/netpositive. Have your countertops and sinks and laundry rooms and bathrooms looking like mine, ladies and gentlemen. You won't miss this. blueland.com/netpositive for 15% off. That's blueland.com/netpositive, or hit the link in the episode description below. This week's episode brought to you by Rocket Money. You sign up for something, ladies and gentlemen, you forget about it. The trial period ends. Then you're charged month after month after month. The subscriptions are there, but you're not using them. In fact, I just learned that 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. That is, I know, I'm included in this. I know mine though. Rocket Money told me they were on. I know they're. I didn't know about it. I still need to cancel them.
Yep.
But they are currently unused.
Yep.
Missing out on a show that everyone is talking about isn't an option. Yeah. Where's that on? Oh, let me pick that up. What did I get the other day? Track TV or something to watch one of my guys race. And I was like, well, this is the racing season. I was like, I'm not going to use Track TV.
You're not going to pay for it year round.
Yeah. Or I'll pick it back up when it races again.
Right.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Ladies and gentlemen, Rocket Money, unbelievable service. Get alerts if bills increase in price. There's an unusual spending activity, or if you're close to going over budget. We were at dinner the other night. Lydia got a notification. I was going to say she paid for the meal, but I don't want to say that because I might get crushed for that. She's like, why is your girlfriend paying for the meals? So it was something, it wasn't because, and then it goes, you've spent this much money on fast food or whatever it is.
Yep.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users that saved over $500 million. That's $1 million a user. I'm just kidding. That's not how that math works. In canceled subscriptions saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Unbelievable. Cancel your Underwood subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/netpositive today. That's rocketmoney.com/netpositive, or hit the link in the episode description. Yeah, I feel like there's so many metrics. They're like, I remember when we started this pod, and then he's like, hey, here's the link to the, I go, oh, I got to check this now?
Yeah.
To see if I'm good or not?
Yeah.
There's like another, oh, this is good. Yeah, this is perfect. There's another qualifier of me.
Yeah. I think with Spotify / all the streamers in general, what feels hard is it feels like it's more and more separate from the actual reaction or consumption of a song, where it's like it's not a direct relationship really to like, oh, like people like this burger X amount, so this is what happened. It's just it's less tightly connected, so it's harder. And then stuff will like crush that like probably shouldn't. Like there's a song of mine that kind of found its way into the algorithm, and it's not like the best song I've ever written, but like it kind of took off, and now it's just like, hey, is that like such a good song? And I'm like, I think it's a pretty good song. It's like, is it? Would it be in the top 5 songs
be on
mine you should listen to?
Yeah.
I don't. And honestly, when the record came out, it wasn't like everyone was like, we love this song. It just kind of, it had like the right. I think it had the right instrumentation, and it fell in like in a slot.
Is there ever anything? Do you ever get surprised on the road? Like you get out there and you play something and it really pops. It hasn't caught on like social wise, numbers wise, but it's something that has resonated with people in real life.
I think that used to happen a little more. And I think that really now my gut from just like watching other people and watching my own stuff, it's just harder and harder for a new song to truly like take up a lot of space in someone's life. And
as like when we were growing up,
it's like
everybody. Yeah, it's just almost impossible. It's so diluted.
It's a lot harder. And I think it's the same thing I said. Like, you know, when a band I love comes out with a song that I really like, it's harder for me to be like, oh, dude, I've been wearing this out. Like there's not a lot of songs like that. Yeah. So used to that would happen more. It would be like, oh, dude, like everybody was stoked when we played this song, and now I kind of feel like there's still a little bit of that. But it feels like people are more like, I'm here for this whole thing, and probably largely for the music that I have context with in my life. And I like the new stuff. Like, and you can feel like, oh, they like this song, but I don't, on either side of it, I see less of it being like people, you know, unless a song gains like cultural significance. And then it's like, oh, dude, yeah, we're all
it's
like,
the one.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, and if you hear it on College Game Day. And sometimes you'd be listening to a commercial, you'd be like, I think it's a Ben Rector song.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel similar to the religion conversation maybe? Do you feel genreless?
Oh, dude, that's a great question. And honestly, I think about that a lot. I do get sad because I feel like, I get sad about this, that I feel like in this era, if you don't fit pretty squarely in a slot, it's not like anything that they can do for like with you.
Yeah.
Basically, like it's like, you know, white guy singer-songwriter music that's sentimental is not like a white hot genre right now.
It's not?
Believe it or not, man.
Wait, say it again.
Not many Teddy Geigers out there anymore. Yeah.
We could have the genres. We could get all the genres in here. Have a Ben Rector draft.
Oh, honestly, I would love that.
See who
wants him.
Who wants him more.
Yeah.
So, but this is a great example. So I write a little bit for other people, not a ton, but some. And there's been a couple times where it's like we'll write a song, and I'm like, let's try to get someone else to sing this. Yeah. And they're like, why? You should sing it. I'm just like, well, if I sing this song, nothing's really going to happen because there's not an opportunity. Like people, people will be like, there's a song that's going to be on the deluxe edition of this album that's not out yet, that I think would be a really excellent. Like if a country artist sang it, I think it would have the potential to do well for them. But the reality is, if with me singing it, there's not an outlet. Like Spotify isn't like, oh, dude, they're not. Let's put you on like really great songwriterballads.com playlist. Like it doesn't exist. And like
It's
not folk enough. It's not really country if I sing it, but it could be if someone else sang it. It's definitely not going to be in pop. And Hot AC as like a radio format is now like a receptacle.
What is AC?
Adult contemporary.
Okay,
It would sound. There's a ton. Hot AC is a huge radio format, and it used to be its own kind of genre.
Ooh,
and
like
now
a Matchbox 20.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. So but
Third Eye Blind.
What it is now is like
Wallflowers, dude.
everybody coming off of other charts.
Okay,
So
all
it's
right,
accepting songs that are coming down off of pop, off of country, off of whatever. And so, like if I'm gonna sing that song because I think it's really good. But the bummer for me sometimes it's like, dude, I could hit what I felt like is like a grand slam, but there's just not really an outlet for it. Like there's not a place in culture for it to like catch fire and be like, whoa, this is whatever. But if a country artist sang a song like that, there's an arena for it. It's like, dude, there's a
literally.
But I mean, even like for like all the parts of it, for radio, for awards, for a corralled fan base. Where I think if you don't really fit somewhere, it can be a weird time because it's like, like if you're not, certain genres have exploded. It's like the like Tyler Childers kind of like Americana stuff. Dude, that stuff is white hot. But it's like if you're like, I play acoustic instruments, but it's not really like that. But it's not like totally pop. But it's not really country. I feel like DSPs will just be like, what do you want?
What is DSPs?
Digital streaming platforms.
Yeah, I almost said digital service providers, and I thought that wasn't right.
Why have you not mentioned that hip hop might pick you up? You said adult contemporary. We mentioned Christian, country.
I'm not
folk. You didn't say that. Why?
I'm not ruling that out.
Why'd you rule them out?
I can freestyle a little bit.
Yeah,
they lost Post Malone. There's an opening there.
That's right.
Yeah,
yep.
They lost, and he had a collab with Snoop.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah. So you already got you're valid now.
Listen, I'm open.
Yeah.
Hearing all offers.
I'm open. I'm hearing all. Yeah. Well, I feel like maybe like a band that's obviously I'm a big fan of, Judah and the Lion.
Yeah.
They're kind of like what radio.
Totally.
But I feel like
they can kind of do the alternative is a real format.
Alternative. Yeah, and then they could go Christian or they could go folk or that kind of like. But then I feel the same way about myself really with no selling out arenas with no one that took you. You're like, we did this all by ourselves. You should be proud of that.
Totally.
Are you? Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, I think that the real like my hope for the music is just that it is a service to as many people as possible. And so the competitive part of me is like, oh, dude, it feels like I'm in a golf tournament and like you shoot a score and they're like, yeah, the score doesn't really count because like it doesn't really fit. Part of me wants to be like, oh, dude, count the score. I think like that feels like a 62. That's a good round, man.
A couple birdies in there.
There's a part of me that's like would love to see how it would fare if there were that lane. But it's also like at the end of the day, you can't get enough praise or enough whatever to feel like, oh, I did it. So I think
if you got on there's nothing to get anyway.
Right. If it was like, oh, dude, actually, like your style of music, like kind of poppy, like Billy Joel adjacent stuff is really popular now.
Yeah.
Come on in, put your scores down. If I put my score down and it did like okay, I wouldn't be like now I feel good. It's like I know that that's not true. So I think
all the other. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think the reality is, I feel honored to have people that are like, I like your restaurant, and for those people and for anybody else who wants to eat the food, I want it to be just like extremely delicious, and that's like the whole deal.
Or like if the restaurant analogy, like, dude, we're trying to get in New York City's top 10 restaurants. Like, yeah, but you get in that to get people to the restaurant,
right? Totally.
So we got
totally.
You're like, I'm trying to get on the top chart so I can fill up these arenas. You're like, well, the arenas are. I've gone through the same thing. They're like, well, you have to get. Or like, well, don't you get in movies and sitcoms so you can sell 3,000 tickets in Louisville?
Right.
Which I can.
Yeah.
So I'm confused as to why I should go over there. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, like why is that the path?
Do people give you a hard time for saying Louisville and not?
Oh yeah, because I'm not.
Not Louisville.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, in the I use that as like my middle America, like, or Omaha. I feel like I always use the two. We've uploaded music before. I was gonna ask you about this on Sound Exchange.
Okay.
And to like, you're like, hey, put it on Here's the album artwork. Here's the song. Put it on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music. There's like 60 of them. Like Deezer and like. Do you guys have a Deezer plan?
Basically,
like whatever.
What's your Deezer approach for the year? Yeah.
If you're like, dude, Ben Rector, dude, you're huge on Deezer.
I over-index on Deezer. Huge on Deezer.
Big on Deezer.
That's my Twitter bio now. No, you just
big on Deezer.
Whoever distributes your music just sends it to everybody.
Oh, they do. What's the one that Beyonce owns?
Tidal.
Tidal. Yeah.
Is it
Tidal?
Is it still around?
Yeah, I think they're still doing their thing.
I knew when you uploaded because they're all the logos.
Yeah.
And I know the YouTube logo. I know the Spotify logo. I knew the Apple logo. It goes so deep. 5, you go, I don't.
And the payouts for Pandora are hilarious. I always want to be like, you don't need to send me any money. It's like
you guys probably need this more than I do.
We're good. Hey, we got the stream updates. I'll get top 5. I'll get I'll get. But I think for every artist, because it is. A lot of people you got 9 million followers on TikTok. Any agent or anyone would be like, well, what if you don't have a live show? They were like, well, what merch are you set? Like what are you? The streams are kind of, especially online. The views are kind of the views. Yeah. What if you have moved someone to comment or share or like what are you moving these people to do? And if I go, dude, if I feel like you're similar in the country space to Eric Church, that he's always kind of like, I'll give a nod to radio, like 1 or 2 songs, but I've seen Eric Church zig when people zag so many times that like when he did Coachella or Stagecoach, he's like, I just did it acoustic with the choir, and everybody was like, these drunk college kids were like pissed, but all the fans were like, this is what he does.
Yeah.
And his new album is the same thing. It's like 2-minute song, and then like these like interludes that I go. Everybody else is like, maybe I feel this way about you. Everybody else is listening to the industry, and you're like, I'm just making what I make.
And I think with Eric Church, like I respect that so much because a person like that could totally just be like, I'm kind of gonna unplug right off into the sunset and just like whatever. And it's cool that I think it speaks a lot to that he cares about the music deeply, that he's like, no man, I want to make something that's compelling, that is unique, when he totally could be like, whatever, dude.
And all those arenas are packed. He had before Taylor Swift, he had the Nissan Stadium record.
That's wild, dude.
Oh, dude, did you know, this is separate music, did you know the Metallica, when they came to town, they did 2 shows, Friday, Saturday, all different.
No way.
All different show.
Where they play
both at Nissan Stadium,
dude. That is
Friday was all different than Saturday. So they're your loyal fans.
Isn't that so much music?
They did a pop up right here across the street, and Easton said he drove by at like 7 a.m. and it was packed down the block.
Didn't open till 10 a.m. Line down the block.
Where the third band?
No, it was like an event space, like a wedding venue type. It was
across
like
from
City Winery event space.
It was across from Fifth and Peabody. There's a little building there.
Why did they do that?
They're like
merch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you go like, I don't like what. Look at what Taylor Swift has motivated people to. Like, you know,
push the industry forward.
How much can you like? Not in like a cultish way, but like if you like Metallica.
Yeah.
Easton doesn't know who Metallica is. He's 20. Like you were like
23.
They're not
Jordan.
I haven't heard of. They were like, no, the Metallica people. They were like, to the what's Ben Rector? Oh, is that guy? You're like, yeah. What do you mean, dude? Yeah, it's packed. Like the people that love Metallica. No, in a certain way, they're like, what's John Crist? We're like, yeah. Were you in Hattiesburg? It was crazy. It was, but you're like, oh, I see his thing come across my thing every once in a while, or like You're like, oh, I didn't know. Like, if you look at, like, we live in Nashville, look at Nissan Stadium. That's where that's a footballer. Like, who's coming there? Like, the Rolling Stones,
dude, there's not
Post.
Not a lot of people sell out a stadium. That's
so
rare
many
air.
people.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But when have you heard of Metallica being discussed?
Well, yeah, and honestly, Rock.
We've never discussed them on this podcast for 3 years.
Yeah. I feel like Rock's in a weird place.
They're
cruising.
Do they want you?
Rock?
Yeah.
I don't think they want me that bad. I think I'm a little too mild mannered. They'd be like, You ready to fight somebody? I'd be like, I guess if I had to.
Oh yeah, good times for good. All right,
if it was
we'll close on one segment.
Okay, great.
We got some. Do you have it, Easton?
Yeah. After we do this, can I ask you just a couple questions?
Sure.
Do you want to do that first?
You want to?
Yeah, let's do that first. We can end with the segment.
All right,
okay,
that sounds good.
I have an idea for a podcast.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All it's going to be is what do you eat for breakfast? Because
Okay.
people don't manufacture their breakfast routine at all.
Mm.
In a world that we're like couching things and trying to be like, well, this is what it says about me. No one's watching you eat breakfast.
Yeah.
This is a lot about people. So just walk me through it. You wake up.
Well, see, I like that as a pod. I would say you have the difficulty, but you have to surprise people.
Yeah. I know.
Because if you said you're coming in tomorrow for what's your breakfast,
so I gotta do it. I gotta front load it. You know what I mean?
Well, to me today,
Yeah.
I had one.
But just get average day. Average day.
I would get. So I have a toaster.
Okay. Is it up and down or is it
I see where this pod
up and
works
down?
now.
It's up and
I
down
just thought
toaster.
of
up and down toaster? Okay.
But by my fridge,
Yeah.
The outlet is broken. So I got to move. If I move the toaster to the other side, it doesn't. Design wise,
Why don't you just leave the toaster on the other side?
Because it doesn't plug in. Oh yeah, it doesn't look good.
Got it.
But I leave it over there. I have sourdough bread. Derek Stroop put me on sourdough bread.
What brand?
I don't know. It's like a baby blue color.
Store bought.
Store bought. I don't make it.
I didn't know if it was like farmer's market kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah, I got a
Bakery.
but it's a half loaf.
No free ads.
No,
That's all you
absolutely
get.
not. You can buy half loaves.
Yep, okay.
And I'm on the road, so I get a half loaf, and I'll go 2 pieces of toast,
Okay.
toasted.
How long?
Just a little bit of. You can tell it's toasted.
What's the 1 to 10? 10 is burned. 1 is no toast. 1 is
But I
bad.
go 4,
Okay.
and then so I like crunchy peanut butter. I do not like creamy.
What brand?
Jif.
100%. Extra
100%.
crunchy.
Yep.
It's the only way to do it. Choosy moms.
And I put also butter.
So you put the butter. You get the 4 toast. Butter
2 pieces of
I'm
toast.
saying, but it's 400
cut
degree.
it.
Level
I know,
4.
400
Level
degree
4.
of
Oh, 4 degree
toastiness. Level
toast. Yeah,
4.
yeah.
Butter then.
Yeah.
What kind of butter?
The one that they canceled the lady on the front of it.
I don't know. what
Indian
that is.
Lakes. Yeah, they took
Indian
the lady
Lakes.
off of it.
Okay.
Yeah, they took the Indian off of it.
It's not like
It's a stick.
it's not Kerrygold. It's
No,
not,
and it's not. I can't believe it's not butter. It's a stick. I
Okay.
like old school with the wrapping around it.
Yep.
Cut a piece,
Yep.
1 on each.
Yep.
Let it melt.
Let it melt.
Yeah, because that's why you gotta have the. Otherwise, it'd just be a piece of bread.
Yeah.
Let it melt because I don't like feel like the peanut butter needs more cream. That's why I put the butter. It's like a butter and peanut butter
Okay.
and a citrus Red Bull.
What?
Yeah,
That is
And there's
crazy.
the surprise. There it is.
That is crazy.
What do you mean?
A citrus Red Bull?
But is that good or bad?
It's like orange
It's
juice.
bad.
You know?
Yeah. Oh,
That's crazy talk. Is
No.
it coffee ever?
yeah. I feel like it's the same thing.
What, do you drink coffee?
No.
You don't
I'll
wanna
go to a
drink
nice coffee. I'll walk if I need some sun to go down to the coffee shop. I don't enjoy
You wake
Coffee.
up and there's a sound after you finish the toast.
during.
Do you
I go during.
Are you straight from the can? Or you pour it into a glass.
Straight from the can.
The-
I got him in my fridge.
Hey, at least he has a toast. I just have the Red Bull.
That's wild, dude.
He's drinking a Monster right now.
Okay, so Red Bull, and then you're done. Nothing else. You're not eating anything else.
No.
What's the next thing you eat?
Probably if it's I don't know, lunch.
Okay.
If that, maybe. I'll probably not have anything until dinner.
What?
Yeah, usually I don't do lunch.
Sort of intermittent fasting in the middle of the day.
I'll just go. Yesterday I didn't eat all day. I just forgot.
Do you not care to, or you just?
That's not on the top of my best friend Isaac. I spend the night at his house all the time growing up. First thing, cereal, gotta get it. I just didn't.
You didn't have that.
I go, why are we doing this? It's too early.
But
to
toast,
eat.
you eating toast every morning?
Pretty close.
Toast and peanut butter.
Yeah. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. But I just feel like if we zoom out a little bit,
I love this show.
If we zoom out a little bit, I learned so much about you right there. I learned
didn't
about you're
learn
like,
about
dude,
myself.
you're like, I want the toaster to look good,
Yeah.
but it doesn't work there.
annoys me that it doesn't work there.
Every morning I got to take it out, but you're also
Really?
haven't had the outlet fixed yet, which
Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
I don't know how, dude. I don't know how. I tried a couple different ways.
I like that you got. I like it's not too toasty, but you want to melt the butter, then the peanut butter, and the citrus Red Bull. Man, is such a curveball.
It is.
I mean, that's.
What do you think I would be having with the toast?
Coffee.
Oh, interesting. Well, I have this.
What do you think I'd be having?
I have this Pebble.
Is it cold?
Cold. Yeah, cold. Yeah, room temp Red Bull.
That'd be insane.
Wild.
Listen, that would be insane.
My dog, we're having Red Bull and peanut butter toast. Anything is possible.
Ooh, oh, yeah.
Nothing's off the table.
How many Red Bulls do you have in the fridge at one time?
20.
What?
That's like $100 worth, dude.
Probably
20 Red Bulls?
Yeah.
At what point? How few before you start needing to get some more Red Bull?
Well,
how close do you get to the bottom?
Okay, I have the case from the road from the weekend.
Okay,
so usually
you're bringing the green room stock.
The bus comes back to my house,
and those Red Bulls, you say, "Yep." Do you get peanut butter on the road too?
No,
you got to. I get peanut butter on the road.
I don't know how I would utilize it. I need a lot of other things.
How do you use that at home, man?
Yeah, I gotta have butter. There's got to be a lot of. You gotta have refrigeration. There's a lot of.
Ooh.
For the butter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you don't have to refrigerate butter.
No, you don't.
No.
Oh, also I got this Pebble ice maker.
Yeah.
That
countertop one.
Yeah,
another one.
But it doesn't. It's by the fridge because it has the water connection. So I ran the extension cord below the stove, and every time I cook, I'm like, that's something bad's gonna happen with that.
We'll call you an electrician. We'll fix this problem.
Yeah, trust me, I've tried, dude. Not Hot Boy Summer. What are we doing?
Handyman Summer.
We're all trying to do like manly stuff over the summer.
I draw a line at electricity.
Same.
Do you have any Handyman Summer type stuff you've done recently?
No.
I installed a new stove this weekend.
New stove?
You installed a stove?
New oven.
That's
with your own 2 hands?
No,
that's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, they delivered it to my house.
Very handy.
I got it in there.
You said when you want to install, you go, I'll take it from here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep, didn't pay for that. Like checked no on the do I need help
I'm
putting
sure
it in.
They're like, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Was it the best day of your wife's life?
Yeah, she feels good.
Yeah,
she feels good about what's going on right now.
He's got it.
I feel good for you.
Thank you.
That's impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
I just feel like I learned about you there.
I've never told that, and these people feel like they know too much about me.
No, see, but everybody's routine, it's like they don't think it's interesting, and when they actually go through it, there's so many idiosyncrasies that you're like, that's really interesting that you do that. Everyone is like that, and a breakfast.
You could base the whole pod on that.
Yeah.
Why do you? Yeah.
And so basically, that's the deal. It's like, dude, it's always interesting. At my birthday dinner 2 years ago, basically we went around and I was like, everybody has to say what they do for breakfast, and it was wild. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Because that now, like, do I feel insecure about not knowing how to do stuff for the outlet? You're like, what have you gone to try to do for the outlet for the toaster? And then it gets into a lot of other.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things, and also that you're like, it's like, no, I want the toaster. I would too. It's like I wouldn't want to put the toaster out there.
It looks bad over there.
But every morning you're like, gosh.
Every morning. And you can't run an extension cord over it because the stove is right there.
You can't do that.
Like an orange extension cord. I'm not gonna. And then I was like, I turned off the breaker downstairs, turned it back on, and it worked for like a day. And then every time I've had 3 electricians come over, and they were like, "Well, it's going now."
And you're like, "Well,"
I go, "Yeah, but it's not gonna go.
It's not gonna keep going."
Look at me, I'm getting all emotional about it. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think it's fascinating,
yeah.
And it's like the last thing that one of the last things that it's like, dude, no one's like. I'm sure some fitness influencers like make breakfast with me, but everyone's just like on their own, and it's
If anyone is documenting their breakfast routine, I don't believe it.
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, not interested.
I have all the data that I need just by you being like, let me tell you.
Well, so I'll tell you that when this pod takes off, people are gonna get they're gonna start. If they're in your circle, they get a phone call from Ben Rector. They go, "Oh, I'm on the breakfast pod." They're gonna start having to manufacture.
You could also get easy sponsors. How many breakfast companies are just like, "Hey, man, we'll talk about Folgers every day."
We had a lot of breakfast sponsors on our pod.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
We've had granola bars, cereals. We've had all kind of food.
AG1.
I'm just saying it would. I think it's especially for like public people. Everything is so forward facing, and you don't get like a real. And even if you're like, tell me about yourself, that's still like couched a little bit. If it's just like, no, dude, there's something you've been doing every day that says something about you, and you haven't packaged it at all. And I just think,
and what's beautiful about that is when at your like birthday party, there was no one like filming.
Totally,
they're not like we're like doing this for content.
And I think
you're like, we're just
there's not really like an outlet to be like, here's what my habits say about me in this regard. It's just like, dude, there's, people will talk about their workouts or whatever, but no one's going to be like, yeah, man, every day when I wake up, it's this. Yeah. This doesn't happen.
I found out that he showers twice a day. It's the wildest thing I've ever heard.
Minimum.
Morning and night.
I know.
Can I ask you a question? What do you feel like you got to wash off in the morning?
Honestly, sometimes I sweat at night.
That's fair. If it's a warm night, I'm not out on that. But a normal temperature night.
Mostly it's just to get my day going. It helps me wake up. It's part of a routine.
If you didn't do it, would you feel like, ugh?
Yeah, I would feel like I definitely still need to wash my face.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like there's like a film on my face when I wake up in the morning, regardless. But it wouldn't like ruin my day.
Okay.
I wake up late or something and it's like, I got to get going. I don't have time. Then I don't have time. It is what it is.
Can people see you on this podcast?
Yeah, the camera writer.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Every day it's this.
Same.
Guys, all of you guys?
Yeah.
I'm worried about you, man.
Same? The guy's in the back. Yeah.
No,
part of the podcast is you got to send us out with a nutrition plan.
No,
too.
And he doesn't even speak on the pod.
No.
The other room.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Monster Energy.
Yeah, man.
Can you hold it up again?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I'll go once
for product placement.
I go sugar-free energy.
I was gonna say, is
sure,
it
he's
Monster Heavy? Is that what you got?
Original.
He's a sicko, yeah.
Monster.
Monster Heavy, yeah.
Dude,
He's been doing that for as long as I
Monster
know.
Heavy's good.
what about coffee?
Occasionally, it upsets my stomach.
That's fair.
I'm fine with the caffeine. There's something about coffee, though, that specifically messes with my stomach. The sugar on this is what's going to kill me, for sure. But
That's big. I don't go that big.
Noted easy on you drink Monster Heavy.
Yeah. A casual, smooth, goes down easy
start.
Monster Heavy.
I
Start
swear,
the day.
dude, if we talk about yours and there's any kind of fruit involved, we're going to be pissed.
There's
Me?
going to be.
Yes.
There's no fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
You're
I
glowing.
mean, just like after all
I
this,
know your breakfast is better
all
than
this
all
judging
of
of our energy
No.
drinks, it's going to be
I don't have an
something.
especially good routine. What's the first thing you eat?
Typically dinner.
Same.
I won't eat all. Yeah.
No.
Same, yeah.
I won't eat all day.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
Same.
I'll probably eat between like
This is bad, actually.
6:30 and 7:30 tonight, or 7, 8.
Now, is this a conscious decision? Is it the like sort of intermittent fasting?
No,
Like,
no,
this
it's
is
not like
just
a
utility.
fitness. Like I want to make sure I just as my routine.
What do you eat?
For dinner?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty clean. Like chicken, veggies, steak, potatoes.
Are you hungry?
No.
Me neither.
What?
I've been this way since I was like 20
Dude,
when I was in college.
You know what?
Built different.
It's always kind of been this, so I don't really
I
even think
wish-
about it.
You're telling me that no breakfast, no lunch, and dinner, and you're cool. Do you are you active? Are you doing stuff?
Occasionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're active, do you feel lightheaded?
When I'm active, I definitely will mix in something like a protein bar or something like that.
Okay.
If I'm not in an active stage, which like I haven't been in the gym very often,
And
then
so-
it's like I'm kind
And
of
so you're
chilling.
telling me what time do you wake up?
Like 7.
You wake up at 7.
Yeah.
And 3 p.m. you're not like, it sounds pretty good as some food. You don't think that. You're cruising.
Neither.
And then you get to the end of the day and you say, now I'd like to eat something.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I
This
had...
is blowing my mind.
I've thought this before. I wish I had the opposite of Ozempic,
The opposite of Ozempic.
where you could because I'd look at the menu, I go, I want to eat all this stuff, and I eat a little bit, I'm not hungry.
Oh, you wish you had more
Because
hunger.
that could give me more appetite.
So when
so I could be fatter.
You order the food and then you're just like, I'm good.
I'll eat but I'll have a hard time finishing a meal at a restaurant.
That's good.
And I haven't eaten all day. Like the opposite of
midday, you mean?
Ozempic, I'm kind of being funny, but if they were like, I went to this is a bad example, but I texted my best friend. I went to a gas station and I go, I want to get everything here, but then I get it all in my car and I can't eat it all.
This is really, this is shocking.
Give us yours so we can compare.
Okay. I'm on it. I get into like a kick and I'm like, do the same thing every day and then I burn out.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm on egg white bites.
Nice.
What is that, dude?
It's a product at Starbucks and they have knockoff ones at Costco.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And basically, every morning, I don't drink coffee anymore.
How do these get to your house?
I go and get them.
You do.
Yeah.
Your wife's
Or-
like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking part in this
I would not.
addiction.
In bulk, or you pick them up every morning?
Honestly, right now, I pick them up every morning. But
No, yeah, Costco? No, you do. You don't.
No, it's Starbucks.
Oh, okay. I got it.
But so Starbucks is the OG of everyone's sort of mimicking this product.
Oh, I never
And
had it.
It's basically egg white bite. It's high protein, it's low everything else pretty much. And the Costco ones are not good. They're not as good.
They're not good.
But I like that I don't have to go anywhere. And if I don't go to Starbucks every day. That's a new thing. But I might like make some egg whites or something. Might put a little cottage cheese in there, maybe half an avocado.
So an egg white, you take the yolk out, the yellow
you
part.
can just get a carton of egg whites.
Yeah.
So you get egg whites.
What's that? That's not the yolk. The
Correct.
other part.
So it's just the other part.
Yep.
Yeah, what's wrong with the yolk, honestly?
People say it's bad for your cholesterol. I have high cholesterol, and then other people are like, that's not where high cholesterol comes from. It doesn't matter. I don't know who to believe. It's a lot.
The egg.
There's a lot
So
of
it's just fried. What is it? Fried?
the egg white.
Yeah.
I put it in a pan. I put a little cooking spray, non-allergenic.
Okay.
Don't know if that matters.
Sure.
I
What
just
kind
had
of
seen it
pan?
a couple times and I was like, I want to try it.
Understood.
I've like bad skin, I like eczema. I'm like, well, maybe this will help me out. It doesn't. a little bit of cottage cheese, egg whites, salt, pepper, stir it up. Consistency's bad because egg whites suck.
Oh.
And then I might get half an avocado.
Nice.
And Hillary makes decaf in the morning. Sometimes I drink that, sometimes I don't. Might make myself tea. But the kick I'm on now is I'll go to Starbucks and I'll get egg white bites and decaf coffee with room because they fill it up too tall.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I go back and I eat it in my office.
Nice.
Decaf
Home
coffee is
office.
crazy.
Home office. Do what?
Decaf coffee is crazy.
You like
I know.
you like the taste of coffee.
I like the ritual. Decaf tastes like Raisin Bran.
Got it.
It's not that good.
Yeah.
But I like the feeling of having coffee.
Okay.
No, I like the feeling of having consumed something that's like coffee.
So you're getting all the downside, none of the upside.
Literally. I mean, honestly, it's a sad charade. That's what it is.
With the eggs too.
I know, I do. And sometimes I'll go heavy on the eggs. I'll just be like
Starting your
real
day
deal.
off with a
Yeah.
depression.
But I'm
Eggs heavy?
I'm slightly low carb, and so it's usually eggs.
I feel like if we went all four of these breakfasts and all four of us after this pod and you go, hey, match these up, they would have nailed that.
Net
You
positive.
nail it?
They would have nailed that. They were like, Ben's that. I bet John's weird enough to be that. And these two guys
Let's
are
do a
energy
net
drinks.
positive breakfast challenge, and
Yeah.
everybody has
Honestly,
to
dude,
go a
that's
week on this
yeah.
breakfast.
Dude, that's a great. I
Oh, you
could.
got to do the other guy's
If I
breakfast.
did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
breakfast, I'd head straight to the hospital. That much
Yeah.
caffeine on an empty stomach, I'd be like,
Do you have lunch?
yeah.
Wait, that's probably why we are not hungry.
Because
Yeah.
of caffeine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I also can't work full. I can't work when I'm full. I'm like very unproductive. I just want to like sit there and sleep. So that doesn't help.
This is really blowing my mind.
I think you got a good podcast on your hands.
It's
sir.
not a bad
I think
idea,
that's
is
what's
it?
going on here.
But
we've done 30 on it.
I feel like I do need to front load it
Yeah.
because once it gets
Oh,
out,
before
then
it comes out.
someone's gonna be like, "Well,
Oh, yeah, you
I
got a
like to whatever."
backlog.
I'm like, "That's
Yeah.
not what you actually do."
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
What you do, I can 100%. It's like,
If,
yeah, that's
if
it.
somebody says, what's my, like, somebody asks me or you, like, your pre-show routine, you already have that answer.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a cool answer.
Yes.
For
Yes.
the
But-
media.
yeah, but
nobody
no-
has a, I
nobody
didn't
has-
have an answer for that.
And the only
because-
people that ever see you do it would be like your significant other, and oftentimes like they're not doing that with you. So it's
Right.
like it's like it's the you time.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like you do exactly with no outside like this is what I hope you think about this. It's like I'm making my
I don't even know
avocado
how-
the
yeah.
same way, and nobody knows that.
You'd
It's
have
just
trouble
for
vetting
me.
people, though. You definitely would. There would definitely be people who, especially once word gets out of what the show is.
Yeah, I know.
People are
Yeah.
coming in with answers.
But I see.
You're going to sniff it out, though. Yeah.
I think even
like
if it
it.
did, I think you can kind of get a feel.
Sure.
Interesting.
There
Good.
you go.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
Great pod.
I'm glad we dove into that.
pod.
Yeah, no big
Now
deal.
we know.
You want to close with a segment, sir?
All right, yeah. All right, we got 5 images of you,
Oh gosh.
and you just got to tell us.
Oh no.
Just if you're listening on Spotify, you might have to click over to YouTube for this, or we can kind of describe it. We got 5 images, not in any particular order. Tell us what's going on.
I'm actually nervous. I still have that shirt. I like that shirt. It's
a nice shirt.
It's a little too small. It's like it's good for pictures.
This
What's
is not
going on
AI.
here?
This is not AI.
That's me. That's me.
It does look a little
it AI does look style. a little
Yeah, it does.
AI.
It's very like a Ben Rector with a criminal record.
I grew a mustache
Record.
during COVID. I grew a mustache during COVID just to see if I could because I'd never done it, and it came in quite thick.
Oh yeah.
You can.
I
is
can't.
the answer there.
It turns out I can.
The answer to that is yes.
And I took some pictures, I think because we released the Thanksgiving song, and we were like, I have to have a picture. And then I didn't take any pictures for like 3 more years because the next album cycle was me in like a giant furry red creature.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were kind of branded. And so I had a mustache public facing for like many years, and it was way bigger. I had that mustache for probably like a few months, I don't know, and it followed me around for a long time.
Oh, the mustache photos outlasted them. Yeah.
People still recognize you like this? This looks like a different guy.
It looks
I know,
older,
it kind of
way
does.
older.
I might go back to it.
It's a good look.
I liked it. Hillary didn't love it.
Yeah.
I want to try it a beard.
Are the kids old enough to know that or no? They were too young.
Jane remembers.
Yeah.
She also didn't like it.
I mean, you're committed to them, I'm assuming?
Fair.
I like the mustache a lot.
I mean,
and it does kind of go.
It is a pretty cool look.
The shirt does kind of go with the stash. It
Yes.
does kind of this. I feel this. It's like an author.
I'm bringing it back.
Maybe
like
like
an author.
You need some of those glasses.
I don't.
Jeffrey
The problem is
Dahmer
I never
glasses.
look like a musician ever. If you just saw
Yeah.
me, you'd never think I was a musician.
Well, unfortunately, that might be the closest to musician we have
probably.
in the rest of these. Dude.
I can't wait.
All right, let's see what we got next.
Oh man, I was a child, a legitimate child. I bought that.
That is wild.
I bought
dude.
that chair. I was probably 17. I bought that chair at a garage sale, and I brought it to the studio, and my high school friend took those pictures.
Oh yeah.
And I actually take a bunch of pictures in that position for whatever reason, and I think people probably like, why are you always sitting down? I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah. It's called
So
Songs of Duke Road.
you were like out. Do you have a chair at the studio? The chair is not very pronounced in the photo.
I know. I thought
You
it was.
could've
Oh,
just-
actually, the back of the CD casing was just the chair. So it had its time to shine.
Nice.
I thought it was from behind. It was just the chair. Yeah. And this was the Bucks era.
$3.
Wow, pre-Bucks.
I
Oh,
think.
yeah. This guy's getting into the Christian fraternity.
Yeah.
For sure, dude.
With this
He's-
Phil
Hey, no,
Wickham
we've
hair?
seen enough. Who's this guy? Hold on, here's his.
We're good.
Here's his discography.
I think I'm also wearing that guy's shirt.
Who?
His name's Chris Gallagher.
Oh, right there.
The guy who took the photos?
I think so, if I remember right.
So he's shooting this shirtless?
It is.
That's true. Maybe it was one of my roommate's shirts. I remember being like, "This isn't my shirt."
This does.
I don't have a lot of cool clothes.
It does age pretty well though.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
this could still be what. Like sometimes you're like, that's very 80s looking, or that's very
I know.
90s or 2000. That you can still do that today.
This would work.
Except I'm 20 years older. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Remake it.
yeah.
All right. Got it.
These are good pulls. Wow, dude. Where did you find these?
That's you.
Yeah. I'm legitimately, I think I am 16 there.
Really?
Now that the song's Duke Road, I was older than 17. I was probably 19. I probably am 16 here.
When did you learn the guitar with the guy at the camp?
This day.
No, it was that day. No, I went to that camp like, I don't know, it would probably have been like, that was like 6th grade or something.
Okay. All right. Yeah. This is
So
high school.
This is high school. I loved that guitar strap, and somebody stole it from me. And
get it
this was,
back.
I played a show at a Tulsa Music Festival. I think it was called D Now. And
Oh, we know D now.
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
basically, or D Fest.
Yeah. D now is different. Yeah.
And I played, this was in a coffee shop, and I remember I sang Too Hard and was nervous. And
You too much effort. You mean not the
Yeah, I was
song?
like,
It's not called Too Hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that vividly.
Yeah. I feel the exact same way about everything. If you had asked me,
Yeah.
it would be like I know exactly what was going on in that
Oh,
era.
dude, I
know what
remember
I was talking about.
I remember the way it sounded.
Yeah.
I remember the shirt that I was wearing. Yeah, I remember vividly.
This coffee shop. How many people were there?
It was like people kind of in and out. It wasn't like at this point no one was like, I came to see you.
Walk-ups.
This is probably like one of the first like I'm playing out that's not at my school things.
It's a big day.
And I did fine.
Yeah. Who was in the band?
No, it was just me that day.
Oh,
I was alone.
got it.
I could have used a band. That's Euromart.
And you're on the left.
I just blew this mic up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. So the guy on the right.
Where is this? In a median?
median
I
strip?
can tell you.
Frost on the lawn?
Yeah,
Turn
dude.
lane?
South Tulsa. So there was a battle of bands that was
This
put
is
on.
what the band. This is the band photo.
Yeah, hold
this
on.
isn't like after a eating.
Hold on, real quick.
After
we
eating?
were
Like this, you play.
we were
All right,
children,
you go,
John.
go.
We
No,
were
you go.
children. All right, we formed this band to compete in a battle of the bands, and
Yeah.
me and the guy on the right and the second from the right were in praise and worship class together.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
We heard about the battle of the bands. We're forming a band.
Yeah.
We make an EP, send it in. We get in. This night scarred me forever.
Oh no.
And I this has changed the way I have interacted with any media person ever. So basically, the Tulsa World had a section in the paper called Satellite.
Is that the newspaper?
Tulsa World.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tulsa World.
Called Satellite. And
Presumptuous.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know what that was.
Tulsa World. All right. Well, let's slow down.
We're dreaming big, man.
Yeah. It's also World.
Tulsa
It's like
World.
the worst theme park ever. Tulsa
World. Tulsa's cool, man.
Tulsa does.
Tulsa's
cool,
awesome.
man. Yeah.
Anyways, Satellite was a section of the Tulsa World done by high school students.
Okay.
So they had a high school journalist come and interview us.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't remember her actually, but it was like a girl our age. And so she met us at a coffee shop.
She didn't talk to your publicist first?
No, she didn't.
No.
And so they're releasing the interviews every week, and there's like a big buildup. Everyone's like, "Oh, Euromart's next week." So basically, we do the interview, and I'm trying to be funny.
Oh no.
And I let my guard down.
Are you the
because
leader of the band?
Yes.
Okay, you're the leader.
I mean, if there was a leader, I was the singer. I let my guard down. I'm trying to be funny as a 16-year-old, whatever. And I'm like, she's like, "So you guys weren't a band?" I was like, "Oh no, like we're just like pretty much like friends with benefits. We just want to make out." She ends,
to who?
Do what? To the student journalist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was basically just like, "Oh, like we just
cheeky little joke." Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
And
You're
even then, it's
16.
like,
What you mean?
as I say that, it's like I shouldn't have said that, but it wasn't. That wasn't like dun dun dun. She ends the article. Rector sums it up. No context. No like.
Rector sums it up. That's your next tour, by the way.
And
Rector
so basically,
That's unbelievable.
It comes out. My parents are excited, dude. I was in so much trouble.
How old are you?
I was 16, I think.
So it said Rector sums it up. We're
Rector
just
sums
pretty
up.
much friends.
Rector sums it up. Quote, "We're like friends with benefits. We just want to make out."
That's kind of punk rock, dude. That's cool.
Dude, it was
Kinda
so,
rock, dude.
so brutal.
Rock
And
genre has
my
recruited
parents, I feel like visceral feelings now.
Oh,
and so ever since then, anytime I do an interview, I'm like, no, sir, am I going to say anything dumb to you?
You're like,
For the next
I'm
10
just-
years, he was like,
Yeah.
"So none of us make out." I just want that to be clear.
It was,
Do you have any other
and
questions?
It was just, yeah, I felt dumb. I was just like, it was like
That's so
kind of
good.
crass. It was just silly. And
Now he's like-
but in the context of like trying to be funny in front of like a
I would
girl,
have done something like that.
it was not great.
I like it.
So
I
they
think it's good.
took that picture after the interview, and we were in a median in South Tulsa.
So you went. Let's go to the median for the photo.
I don't remember that part. It was cold.
Is it
There's
snowing?
frost on the grass.
Yeah, I don't really.
Definitely.
It was like they sent like a student photographer and a student journalist, and they were like, "Get a
Yeah.
picture, get an interview."
That guy's tall.
They're really tall because I'm kind of tall.
And is that guy wearing Jinkos?
I don't know
That's
if
a
Matt's wearing
Jinkos.
Jinkos or not.
And that's a pop collar on the other guy.
Yeah, Austin
sure.
looked cooler than all of us for sure.
You look like you guys kind of just walked out of the dorm.
Yeah, I know.
This is a fleece you're wearing.
Chris has an enormous hoodie on. He's far right.
Yeah.
He was my college roommate and played drums with me all through high school and college. We're
That
still
is
good
just
friends.
a stellar pool right there.
Yeah. That's dude. Wow, these are deep.
It's a good story.
I
With
don't know
that.
what
Very
we
deep.
landed. We got one more.
Same photo shoot.
It is. Oh, is the
As-
other
as
one?
the other
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Those are sunglasses that had painted. Those are painted laser beams. I don't know where I got them or why I had them.
Oh, those aren't in the. Those
Nope.
aren't.
That's not an
reflection?
after effect. That's the way they looked. That's the way they looked in real life. That's the way they looked.
Is that your signature?
That's my signature. It's a,
Currently?
it looks like that kind of. It's
It hasn't
a little
evolved?
better. It's not great. Is this for sale somewhere? Is that what this is?
This must
The
have been.
picture.
Where did this come
hanging.
from?
This is would you have signed this?
I guess. I don't know why. I don't know what the source picture is.
Where'd you find this?
What you mean? I don't know. Google. I don't
Oh,
know.
nice.
Somewhere. Yeah.
I-
All right. So
yeah,
this.
that's a photo from the.
And were you selling this at shows?
No, that's why I
Don't
don't understand.
lie.
I think someone. This is probably honestly some airport or like venue signature person probably had this in a pack and was like,
Oh,
sign
you
this
just
stuff.
signed it. Yeah. They got it the same place I did. They just Googled
think
it.
so.
Yeah, and they got a high res photo. So do you still have the glasses?
I don't know if I don't know if those are my glasses. It's hard for me to
Wasn't a
hard for me to
shirt.
Oh,
believe that I purchased the glasses.
This seems like you backed into this photo. shoot.
None of this is my
Yeah.
stuff.
No, I don't know this. Yeah, this guy seems like he's going a different direction than the Ben who's sitting here before us.
That's awesome.
This guy might have different plans.
I feel like
Yeah.
that guy's a little cooler than I am.
That guy is pretty. They're pre-laser on the photos.
My sunglasses or not, that I was like, give me those glasses, and I'm gonna wear them for these.
No smiling. I click back through. There's no Ben Rector smiling.
Oh,
yeah.
dang.
It's all business.
These are great.
He's an
pictures.
artist, dude. He's an artist.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
Artist with cool glasses.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honor to have you in, brother.
Thanks for having
And
me.
what are we gonna do? We'll do this. We'll talk offline about this breakfast podcast.
Oh, dude, it's a good idea.
Make that happen.
Idea. Well, tell everybody one more time when the album's coming out and
May 30th.
And will it be on Deezer?
I think. I don't know.
People want to know.
Title.
This is Deezer only release.
But stream it wherever you
catch it a week early on Deezer.
Exclusive on Deezer, dude.
I don't
know. I'm knocking Deezer.
I don't know anything about Deezer. Like, I don't know anything about Deezer.
Deezer sees what is going on. There's some podcast that's big. Deezer, dude. I'm gonna put my stuff on. Is it on SoundCloud?
I don't know.
Yeah, unless somebody remixes it. Somebody remixes.
I mean, yeah,
Ben Rector,
sure,
dude,
it
honor
was
to
a
have you,
little
brother.
weird, but on the net, it was a positive. It was a positive. You cannot be serious. On the net, it's a positive.